Hey guys, welcome to Constraint. So in this video, we are going to learn about what are constraints in Figma. So, what are constraints in Figma? So, whenever you make a new object, for example, I have just made a rectangle object and gave it a background color of dark green. You see these two lines, two light blue dotted lines on the top and on the left, and that's called constraints. And constraints are something that an object always have regarding to its parent container. So currently, its parent container is our frame, which is iPhone 14. Now, constraints are actually used to make the design more flexible and adaptable across various screen sizes. So if you resize this, see, it still remains exactly the same distance from the top and from the left, which is it's 537 on the left from the left of the frame, and it's 329 from the top. So it will always remain the same no matter how we resize our frame. Now, uh, you know, these both of these constraints, this called a like a vertical constraint, and this is called a horizontal constraint. So both of these constraints in turn have different options such as left, right, bottom, center, scale, and left and right. You see, this is like for our horizontal constraint, which you can also see from the symbol. In the similar manner, in the vertical constraint, we also have the top and bottom, center, and scale. Now we'll go through each one by one. Now, let's talk about the left constraint. Now, let's just talk about horizontal constraint, and in horizontal constraint, we talk about left. So, let's see, like it's 537, right? Let me position it so that it's just like around 100. So it's now 100 pixels from the left because constraint is left. If I resize my frame, it will always remain 100 pixels from the left. You see. Now let's go to the second option. If I do it from the right, and perhaps I will just to make it around the same. Yes, that's 100 pixels from the right. Right, one included for sure. Now, it's 100 pixels from the right. Now, if I resize my container, you see it's 100 pixels from the right only. Still, no matter how I resize it. See, if I resize from here, it moves because it wants to remain 100 pixels from the right. It wants to remain 100 pixels away from the object. That's why it didn't move like when I was resizing it from the left, because its constraint is from the right. That's why. Now let's check out our third option, which is left and right. Now from left and right, it's now currently 445 from the left and 100 from the right side. Now if I decide my frame now, you see, now its width keep on changing. Why? Because it wants to remain exactly the same amount of pixels, which is 445 from the left and 100 pixels from the right. That's why it changes its width, because it doesn't want to move. It want to remain 100 pixels from the right and 445 from the left only. That's why. Now let's check out our fourth horizontal option. Now remember, we are talking only about the horizontal constraint currently. Now, if I do it from the center, now let's see what happens. So now currently it's from the center. Now let's imagine our center is like this. Now let's make a small rectangle and horizontally aligned to the and vertically aligned to the center. So you see, if I now resize my frame, its center changes. Its center changes. I mean, actually, it's a wrong example though. Let me resize it yet again. Now, like suppose the center is like around here, so it will remain the exact amount of pixel from this center, uh, no matter how we resize our frame. So the center will also change. If we resize now, the center remains here, so it remains the same amount of pixels from the center, no matter where we have positioned it. So that's how it works. Now, for this particular one, I would really suggest you try it like practically. Only then you will be able to understand. It's a little difficult to make you understand just from the demo itself. So yeah, even I am not able to know how to teach you about this. So probably didn't prepare that much. Sorry for that though. Now, if we choose scale, so if I resize, so it scales along with it. So it remains in scale, it remains the equal percentage from the left and right. So you don't have to see this pixel, like how many pixels is this. You just have to see like related to the width of the frame, like what percentage it is from the left and what percentage amount it is from the right. So it always remains the same percentage, and to remain the same percentage from the left and right, it keeps on changing its width, like if you resize the frame. So that's how the horizontal constraint works. Now let me resize it a bit. Now let me change it to the top left. Now remember, like whenever we make a new object, its default constraint is always top and left. So that's by figma. So for example, if I make a new rectangle, you see its default constraint by default is left, top and left, top from the vertical and left from the horizontal. Now let's just for an example, before going to vertical constraint, if we go to bottom constraint, let's see, if I vertically resize it, it remains exactly same size from the bottom, because currently we have given it bottom constraint. Now if I do it like this, see it goes outside the frame because it wants to remain the exactly same amount of pixels from the bottom. That's why. So all these things you have to explore. We cannot go it like one by one. It will be like very. It will be a 2 hour, 1 hour video then, which I am not into nowadays. But I will definitely be making bigger videos for you in the coming time for sure. Now, let's talk about the vertical constraint. So currently our horizontal constraint is left, but to the change of vertical constraint, we go to this option. You see this symbol for the vertical constraints. So now let's start from the top. So you see now it's constrained from the top, and how much pixels? So it's 108 pixels from the top. So let's go it do it 100 pixels. Now it's 100 pixels from the top, and no matter how we resize our frame, it will always remain 100 pixels from the top, which you can see. Now let's go to our second option, which is bottom constraint. Now no matter how we resize our frame, it remains exactly the same amount of pixels from the bottom, which is 177 pixels. So now make it like 100 pixels from the. So it's 100 pixels from the bottom, and no matter how we resize our frame, it will remain 100 pixels from the bottom. Now like if we make it like too small, it will still remain 100 pixel, but the object will go outside of the frame. But as our frame is has the option clip content open, that's why we cannot see. Now we can see that. So that's what is happening. Now what is our third option for the constraints in the vertical side? It is top and bottom. Now top and bottom is similar to the left and right. Now top and bottom means like it will remain the same amount of pixels from the top and bottom, no matter how we resize our container or its parent container. So it decreases and increases its height accordingly, so that to remain the same amount of pixels from the top and the bottom. Now what is our next option? Our next option is center, and it's very similar to the center on the horizontal side. Now it remains the same amount of, you know pixels from the center, and as we resize our frame, our center keep on changing, remember, and in a similar manner it will keep on changing its position. And in a similar manner, as I said about the center for the horizontal side, you have to practice it yourself to understand in detail. Now, what is our next option? Our next option is scale. So it remains the same amount of, if you remember, percentage. It remains the same percentage of pixels from the top and bottom, while we have scale on the vertical side. On the horizontal side, it remains the same like percentage from the left and right, but on the vertical side, it remains the same percentage from the top and bottom, because you're talking about the vertical side. So that's how constraint works. And then now it's the most important thing, guys, that you have to know and understand very deeply. It's not about Figma. It's about liking, sharing, and subscribing, guys. You have to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. And yeah, thank you guys, and really love you. And yeah, bye.